Here are 5 tips that you have to know if you're renting a room out of your house. First, I'm going to let you know how much to charge. Now, to do this, look at similar listings in the area and compare and contrast what you offer versus what they're offering. I mean, it takes a bit of time to get the right person, so don't worry if your listing's a bit. You really want to focus on getting the right person. You don't need to price significantly lower than other people. Just price at or above market price and take really good pictures. Most people on the sites don't take really good pictures on this Airbnb. And just wait for the right person. For deposit, I usually charge $400 refundable deposit, and that works really well for me. Second is, don't be afraid to pay for a service. I paid for Furnish Finder, which is $150 a year, and they have a lot of things to offer. They have free tenant screening, integrated payment system, and so much more. It's technically a service that's for nurses that have short-term stays in the area, so you'll see nearby hospitals on every single listing. But I've been messaged by people that aren't nurses and people that stayed at my house that aren't actually nurses. So they have the short-term stays, so it would be about 3 to 6 months. That's pretty standard. Next, don't forget to write off your expenses. It's really useful to be able to write off things that are necessary for that tenant's living space and the shared living space as well. For example, we had to buy a fridge because we had 3 extra people living in the house inside of a dinky little fridge, and no one had any space to put any of the things that they wanted because there were 5 people, my wife and I, and the 3 other people that lived in the house. No one could put anything else in that fridge. So we bought another fridge, and it works now. I will say that adding a TV was probably the most helpful thing that we could have done for a tenant's room. Spending $50 on a TV and $20 on a Fire Stick or a Chromecast probably saved us hours of negotiating who can use the living room TV. And finally, the hardest one, be prepared to give up your sacred fridge and freezer space. For one tenant, we ended up giving half of the fridge to that one tenant. If you're really strapped, you can put a mini fridge in that room, and I've heard it's really helpful, but it's not necessary. To recap, those 5 tips again are: charge market price, pay for a service, write it off on your expenses, pay for a TV and possibly a Chromecast or Fire Stick, and finally, give up your sacred fridge or freezer space. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again tomorrow, and let me know down in the comments how I can help, how I can answer any of your questions. I'd love to answer them. I will see you all tomorrow.